Hi, y'all. I'm Allison. We've gathered here together to find out what books have been submitted for the February Start and Stop Buddy Read. Now, in keeping with Valentine's, I asked y'all to choose a book from an author that you love. And y'all have come through once again. We're going to run through the list of options that we have. Then I'm going to spin the wheel that I've built using those books. We'll get 3 shortlisted, and then I'm going to put it out for a vote for y'all. And you will ultimately decide what we will read together during February. And I'm already excited for it. We just finished January Start and Stop Buddy Read. And it adds so much to a book, reading it with y'all. So for everybody who has participated so far, I can't tell you how much fun I have with this. All right, let's run through our list of books that are going on the wheel. And we have a couple of authors that actually appear more than once, which I thought was awesome. Y'all are so in sync. Okay, first up, from Brittany's Books and Random Things, we have a Nora Roberts book, and this is High Noon. It's a 2007 a mystery romance. Then from Rogue Rosie, we have From Below by Darcy Coates. Rogue Rosie is trying to read all of Darcy Coates' backlist. And this is a book I actually own. It came out in 2022, and it is an underwater horror. Next up from an autistic reader is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. This just came out on January 16th, and it is a thriller. Janaea, hope I pronounced that right, from Live a Thousand Lives, has chosen another Nora Roberts book, Stars of Fortune. This one came out in 2015, and it is a fantasy romance. I wonder if Brittany's already read that one. Next up is Winnie. This is her first time commenting. I'm glad you're going to be joining us. And her book is The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella. This is a 2023 rom-com. At least I think it's a rom-com. It's a lighthearted romance. Then from Whitney at Tabara's Den, we have another Nora Roberts. I think that's so cool. And she chose a more classic romance from Nora's backlist, and this is Vision in White. It came out in 2009, and it's a romance. And Whitney's been wanting to reread this series for a while. Next up, from Melissa Jackson, we're changing gears. We've got Slewfoot by Brahm, and this is a 2021 fantasy historical horror, Witches. Then Amanda, from Amanda's Booktopia. And unfortunately, her first book had to be swapped out because she originally chose the new Sarah J. Maas that's about to come out, which is part 3 in the Crescent City, but I haven't read any of those. So she graciously changed her book to 20 Years Later by Charlie Donnelly, and this came out in 2021. It's a mystery thriller. Next up from Lucinda, we have Aruda Sepidis. This is Out of the Easy. Came out in 2013. It's a historical fiction set in 1950s Louisiana. Then with Cassie, she loves Meg and Miranda, and she picked The Only Survivors. This came out in 2023. It's a thriller. And Cassie said that her books usually have really good atmospheric writing with a twist or turn that she didn't see coming. As a side note, originally Cassie was going to put up Riley Sager's newest release, but her brother has her copy. Next up, Tanya Reid chose Jennifer Cruzy with Agnes and the Hitman. I love that title. This came out in 2007. It's a mystery romance. Then from Abby Lynn, we have Burn by Suzanne Wright. This 2015 fantasy romance. Abby Lynn has been wanting to reread the series for a while because the next one is about to be released. Carol Leathers has several favorite authors, but she hasn't read this one yet and thought it would be a good fit for us, and it's The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Another double. And this one came out in 2022. It's a mystery thriller. Again, I've never read Riley Sager, so that would be cool. Then from Annie Sosa, we have The Coworker by Frida McFadden. This is a 2023 thriller. And our last one to go on the wheel will be from Amanda, the author that she loves, obviously. And it's No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. This is a new release. It will actually come out on Monday. So it's coming out today, January 23rd, 2024. And it is a mystery thriller. All right, so those are our options. Now we get the fun, exciting part. I'm going to spin the wheel. We'll get that list of 15 narrowed down to 3. Before we do that, though, I just had to point out it's kind of surprising and very cool that out of the 15 books, 3 were Nora Roberts, and then 2 were supposed to be Riley Sager, which that's a third of the list right there for 2 authors. So I thought that was pretty cool. Y'all are really in sync. Okay, let's go over to the wheel and spin and see what we're going to put on our short list first. I can't wait to see. I want to read these all. Okay. I can't wait to see what it hits. We're lagging. From Below. Okay, Darcy Coates. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And that was Rogue Rosie. I was so excited I forgot. So, okay, Rogue Rosie, yours made our short list, and we need our next one. I'm going to go spin. Okay, next. It's really laggy. It's building anticipation. What do we got? Stars of Fortune, Nora Roberts. That's awesome. Considering she made the list 3 times, this is cool. And Stars of Fortune was picked by Janaea. I hope I'm getting your name right. From I Live a Thousand Lives. Your book made the list. All right. I have a feeling I know what Brittany and Tabara's Den will be voting for. But we will see, because maybe their book will come up. Let's spin again. Okay, our last one. And it's going to be Flutefoot. And that is by Brahm, and that was recommended by Melissa Jackson. All right, I think we've got a really wide variety of books. Just a second. Actually, we've got 2 horror and a fantasy romance. So let me go look into these books a little bit more, and then I'll give you the details on how the voting works. Be right back. Okay, according to Storygraph, From Below is a suspenseful and chilling horror story that discovers the mysteries of the ocean, the mysteries of the deep ocean, and the terrors that lie within its depths. From below, no light, no air, no escape. Hundreds of feet below the ocean surface, a graveyard awaits. So years ago, there was the USS Arcadia, and it vanished without a trace, even though there was a garbled emergency message sent. But neither the crew nor the ship could be found. 60 years later, its wreck is discovered more than 300 miles from its intended course. A silent graveyard, deep beneath the ocean's surface, eagerly awaiting the first sign of life. So we're going to have Cove and her dive team. They're granted permission to explore the rusting hull. And their purpose is straightforward. Examine the wreck, film everything, and if possible, uncover how and why the supposedly unsinkable ship vanished. But the Arcadia has not had its fill of death, and something dark and hungry watches from below. Limited oxygen and the ship slowly closing in around them, Cove and her team will have to fight their way free of unspeakable horror, now desperate to claim them. Because once they're trapped beneath the ocean's waves, there's no going back. Okay, I literally have like little chills on my arm. I'm looking forward to this one. But don't let me influence you, because I will read it at one point, one way or another. Okay, so Stars of Fortune sounds really good too. This is going to be the first book in the Guardians trilogy. And we've got 3 couples who are joined together to create their own family and solve an ancient mystery through the powers of timeless love. So it's fantasy romance again. We have Sasha, a reclusive artist who is haunted by her dreams and nightmares that she turns into extraordinary paintings. Her visions lead her to a Greek island where 5 others have been lured to seek a legendary fire star, part of an ancient prophecy. And she recognizes them because she's drawn them. There's a magician, An archaeologist, a wanderer, a fighter, and a loner. All on a quest, all with secrets. Sasha, the seer, holds them together. So when a dark threat looms, the six must use their combined powers, including trust, unity, and love, to find the fire star and keep the world on course. So this one sounds really good too. Again, I got little, I guess I'm excited to read a new book today. I used to hijack my mom's Nora Roberts books. She started writing back in, I think, early 80s, and my mom would read them. I was in high school, and, you know, she didn't want me necessarily reading them, but I remember loving this author, and I haven't read her in ages, so I'm glad y'all brought her back to my attention. So, Live a Thousand Lives, this seems like it's the perfect opposite to the book we just finished. So I like how this one's going to be focused on love and unity and everything, as opposed to what we just read for January's. All right, let's move along to our next book, because we've got Slewfoot by Brom that Melissa Jackson recommended. Let me look this one up for you. Slewfoot is a tale of magic and mystery, of triumph and terror, as only fantasist Brom can tell. So we're going to be in Connecticut, 1666. An ancient spirit awakens in a dark wood. The wild folk call him Father, Slayer, Protector. The colonists call him Slewfoot, Demon, Devil. To Abatha, a recently widowed outcast, alone and vulnerable in her pious village, he is the only one she can turn to for help. Together, they ignite a battle between pagan and Puritan, one that threatens to destroy the entire village, leaving nothing but ashes and bloodshed in their wake. Yeah. So this terrifying and bewitching tale features more than 24 Brahms haunting paintings, fully immersing readers in the wild and unforgiving world. So that sounds really good too. Okay, once again, I think we have an incredible selection, and I am not envious of y'all having to choose just one of the books, because they all sound so good and they're all so different. So I am really curious to see what y'all are gonna choose. And I want to let y'all know, since these books have been out for a while, they're all reasonably priced. So in case budget is part of your deciding factor, then you'll be happy to know Darcy Coates' book is available on the Kindle for $2.74. The Stars of Fortune, that one is, again, Kindle for $7.74, and a Slewfoot is actually part of Kindle Unlimited. So they are all very reasonably priced. I did check the library as well, and there shouldn't be any problem getting a hold of this through the library if you want to do it that way. So in case budget comes into play with your decision, I thought I would give you all that information. Okay, I can't wait to see what y'all are going to vote. I am going to create a poll as soon as this video goes up, and you will have until, I didn't look. So being as today is Monday the 22nd, I got that wrong earlier. We're going to go a full week this time. So I will give you till 6 p.m. on Monday night, January 29th, to cast your vote. After that, then the votes won't count, and the announcement video will come out on Tuesday, January 30th, and we'll probably do mid-month again for our actual buddy read. I will give you the dates and some more details on the book when the final vote is tallied and I come back with the announcement. So, recap, go over to my community tab, vote for which book you want us to buddy read together in February. You are going to have until 1 week from today, 6 p.m. Central, on January 29th, and the announcement video will go up on Tuesday, January 30th. Now, if for some reason, I don't know if you can access the community tab from phones, if you can't get to the tab and you want to vote down in the comments, go ahead and do that, but just mark that you were voting here instead of on the poll. Otherwise, I'm going to only take votes from the poll itself. So, you know, if there are any stragglers over here on the video, be sure and mark it. Say, count my vote, please. I couldn't get over there. And your vote will be added to our score. All right. I cannot wait to see what y'all are going to pick, because all three of these books sound phenomenal and I would love to read all three of them. But unfortunately, there's just not enough time in the month. So y'all go ahead and pick, and I will be back day after tomorrow with possibly Bingo Maze. I did play this month. I just have to get it edited. So, all right. I hope to see you very soon. Oh, and if you haven't, you might want to subscribe so you can actually get a notification when that announcement video comes up. Y'all have a good one. Bye.